Hey there, welcome to T&D Video Games. I am Dave, and thank you for watching. This is our huge, massive retro video game store, as you can see. I said that in our last video. I'm like, we have the biggest video game store in Ottawa. We don't. Although, we pack it really well to make it seem super big. So first up for today, I'm going to be putting the restock away, which is all right here. We had a pretty good week last week. It was like slow and busy, which makes no sense at all. Sold some pretty cool items. Last week we sold a CIB Wii, which isn't super exciting, right? But I got one out of the storage unit and check it out. It has the old price on it there of $279 opened. And I don't know about you, but I love seeing those old prices, seeing what they go for. We're gonna put $120 on this one, complete. The contents are mint. It is gorgeous. I have a bunch of client orders this week, which is really cool. I also sold something and you can kind of see it right there. Anytime we post something online, people are welcome to purchase it. So someone saw the pictures that I posted last Sunday and they sent us an e-transfer for it. It's a good way to secure the item that you're looking for and also not worry about what Sunday you're gonna come pick it up. We are only open on Sundays, 9 to 5. So we encourage people that really want something, that have been looking for something, to send us an e-transfer in order to pay for it. I also had a couple of Switch games traded in last week, just at the end of the day. So these two right here, we got Mario 3D All-Stars and Splatoon 2. So I'm gonna get to it. All those client requests, putting items away, putting the restock away. Here we go. All right, so I've gotten all the client requests ready. And first one we have here is 50 Cent, Bulletproof. Such a happy looking dude. Next one, somebody had asked about Pokemon Yellow. They actually asked about boxed copies and loose copies. So we have a loose copy for $75. We also have this gorgeous box copy, no manual, for $375. Next, our buddy Dan messaged us about Twisted Metal games. So apparently he watched something and he's really into the Twisted Metal games. We've got 2 and 3 for both systems. You'll notice the greatest hits version there. Those are always gonna be a little bit cheaper than the Black Label ones. But then there's Twisted Metal 1, which I can't believe is $100. So just absolutely crazy. Somebody had also messaged us about Chaos Field. I put this in last week. It is minty. And the same people last week that were asking about Spider-Man, they didn't show up last week, but they will be showing up this week, so thought I'd show it again. Somebody also asked about the Sega Master System in the box. They did ask about Master Systems, so I have that one there. I've also got one over here on the shelf. This one is in gorgeous condition, so we'll see what they say about that. So these are the client requests. People message us during the week at Facebook and Instagram, and then we come to the store, and if we have it, we can show it to them. So we have our first trade of the day here. A really nice minty PSP here, which is awesome because we actually don't have any in stock. Diddy Kong Racing, and a few Switch games here, including Mario All-Stars and Splatoon 2, which I showed earlier, plus a few DS games here and 3DS games. Hey guys, so I was putting games away on the shelf and I saw this game here. Have you watched this series on Netflix? Have you played this game? So cool. For some reason, it caught my eye this morning. I think because I finished the series. And if you haven't watched it yet and you want to be nostalgic for like what happened in the 90s, this is your game and that's your show. All right, guys, so we have been incredibly busy over the past hour and a half. I purchased basically 2 huge collections and I'm just putting it all out here right now. Gonna be taking pictures of all that and putting that on Facebook, and I'll go through the games and everything else shortly. But I just want to show you behind the cash. So this is just a crazy mess here. This entire bin, it is unreal what's inside there. The complete opposite of that is this giant bin that one of our regulars brought in. And he's a really cool guy. It's basically just full of cables and some games and empty game cases. But he was super cool. I gave him a bit of money for it. He was like, dude, I was just gonna give it to you, but I'm like, nah, I gotta give you something. So basically I have to go through all of this right now and I'll be posting it shortly. Alright guys, so I finally had a chance to put all the games up. Here's what we have. We have an incredible assortment of games, controllers, and consoles right here. And this is just the first part. There's gonna be another part. Hopefully I'll be able to get to all the Amiibos today as well. I wanna put those up as well because they're all in the box and they're all super sweet. Hey guys, so I'm back. It's about 2 o'clock. Finally have a little bit of a pause here. So I want to go through all these games. I was actually trying to do this earlier and then it got busy again. And obviously that's awesome. We want clients to come in. And I've also got Dan here with me. You want to say hi, Dan?
Hi, Dan.
So Dan is actually a person. He's been back here behind the counter with me for a good hour now. I asked Dan if he wanted to be in the video, and he said he'll let his voice be in the video.
Exactly.
Yeah, there we go. So basically, this is what we have here. So I'll start with the consoles. We got the Mario DS Anniversary Edition there. This is a 2DS, right, if I'm not mistaken?
Yes.
I always forget those. We have 3 Wiimotes here, super cool. The Bowser one, we've never actually had this one, so that's our first time having that one right there. We also got the another 3DS traded in, which is cool because we've actually been pretty low on them. And we got this nice Switch. Do you know which version of the Switch that is? I don't know.
It's one of the originals.
Yeah, so,
I have it.
Okay, so one of the original Switches right there too. So super happy to get all of those consoles and controllers. A few GBA games there, Zelda, Super Mario 3, and Mario Kart Super Circuit. A loose disc Smash Brothers Melee that is in mint condition. We have all these PS4 games right here. We're always looking to boost up our PS4 section, so super happy to get these ones in too. I think I've said super happy like 3 times already. And we got a couple of PSP games here, a few Switch games. Always good to boost the Switch catalog. Got some PS2 games here, and I should mention that all these are in super nice condition. The couple that sold us this, they kept their stuff in really nice shape. And the rest of this here is actually, so this is actually part of their collection too. Some good GameCube titles, always good to get those in. Metroid, Zelda, Resident Evil. And then some Wii U here at the bottom. These big boxed Wii U games sell really well for us, so we're super happy to get those too. I think that's the 4th time I've said super happy. Dan is still watching me, he's making sure I'm doing a good job. And I got all these titles in there, a few Wii games at the bottom, and then we got this boxed Wii U GameCube controller adapter, got the Super Smash Brothers one, and then a few 3DS games here at the bottom and a couple of copies of new Super Mario Brothers. Really happy with this trade. This is awesome to get in. It's time to test everyone's favorite video game console, the white Xbox 360. What do you think the chances are that it's gonna work? So here's the moment of truth. Yeah, so far so good. It's powering up, showing everything, and let's see if it will read a game. Disc tray opens. That's always a good thing. All right, it looks like it's reading. That's amazing. I'd say like typically half of these don't work, so thought I'd check out the Konami classics here. All right, pretty sweet. Glad that works. So a few weeks ago, I had posted a question in our community tab on YouTube. And I've been doing this for the past few weeks. I like to post polls. It's super easy. You just click, give your answer. So the question was, collecting for this system is overrated. And the 3 options I gave were the NES, Super Nintendo, and N64. And what's really interesting is the N64 blew it out of the water in terms of being overrated. Now, of course, this is not an official scientific poll, but for the people that did respond, I found it interesting. 56% of people said that collecting for this system is overrated, whereas the NES a little more, and then the SNES not at all. Yeah, so it's a very subjective question. It's what you love. It's what you love to play. It's what you had as a kid. People that collect for these systems, they collect for these systems because they had that system as a child and they absolutely love it. Although I will say, there is a bit of a caveat. So what I've noticed over the years of 6 years of selling at a video game store is that one of those systems has remained consistent the entire time. And that system is the NES. The NES is always popular. And I think it's because the games are super accessible. The graphics are still good. They still hold up. The majority of the library is still, $20 or less, so people can grab those games and still play them. It's such a neat console with all the variants, the unlicensed games, the super rare and expensive games out there. So I think that system has always held up, and people that collect video games tend to want to have a decent NES set in their collection. Super Nintendo is pretty much up there as well, but I'd say hasn't been as consistent over the years. Lastly, the N64. The people that collect for the N64 in general are going to be people that had this console as a kid and want to go for a complete set, which is a very attainable complete set. It's less than 300 carts. The games, though, aren't going to appeal to absolutely everybody. So not every collector is going to need a large N64 collection in their collection at home. That's one thing that I've noticed over the years. So the people that tend to collect for the N64, usually a little bit younger, I'm going to say like 35 or younger. I say 35 or younger because I'm 44, but a little bit younger, and they tend to want the Mario games, the games they had as kids, but the complete set collectors will go for the rare stuff. Kind of like this here. Good old Blues Brothers 2000. Mike asked the question, would you say that these are accurate with regards to your guys' sales. Also want to give a shout out to Max. Max comments on pretty much all of our posts. He watches all of our videos. Thank you, Max. Max said that both the NES and SNES have massive libraries that are too expensive nowadays. I would agree with this to a certain point, because I think you could reach a point with both of those collections where you could collect, 200, 300, maybe even 400 games at a reasonable price. But if you're gonna go for a complete set, I would agree with Max that it's pretty much just way too expensive. What I see in the store here, because this is not a what does Dave think, it's more like what do we see at the store. NES has sold consistently over the years, Super Nintendo as well, N64 sells well as well, but fewer carts, and that might be because there are fewer carts in general in the collection, but I suspect it's just people want, when they go for sets in their collection or they're looking to add something, they want the NES. I think the NES is where collecting sort of starts for most people, and it's just been a consistent, rock solid system for us selling over the years. Thanks for the question. Thanks for commenting. If you have a comment or you have a question for me, leave it down below. What do you think? Is the N64 overrated as a collecting system? All right, cheers. All right, so we're back with another massive trade. 2 games, a PS4 game and a PS5 game. One Piece Odyssey, which I believe this might be the first time we've had this game in stock, and then NBA 2K23. We don't get a lot of PS5 games, so even a sports game is really nice to get traded in. I finally have all the Amiibo up here on the counter. There's a lot of Amiibo. I don't think we've ever had this many boxed Amiibo traded in one shot. So there's a lot of good stuff in here. I'm just gonna pan over all of them. We had a collector that contacted us about a week ago looking to offload some of his collection, and he liked our offer, and so we have these in shop for you guys. It's funny, every time I see a boxed Amiibo, I think about when they first came out, and really cool to get these in. Now, my only problem is, where in the world am I going to put them? I was thinking maybe somewhere up there. We're gonna see, because I can't put them on the shelves. I don't have enough pegs for them. So I might have to put them like in front of items. So I'll let you know where I put them. Hopefully I can find a really good home for them. And we also got in this really cool Amiibo case that actually has already been sold. Mel and Dan purchased it, but I just wanted to show you guys. All right, guys, so we've had 2 videos do really well for us in the last month and a half, and it's really interesting. So one of them has nearly 4,000 views, and the other one has about 1,000 views, which is pretty cool, right? But both of them are like negative subjects. So one of them is about theft at the store, and the other one is about how we're the new DK oldies, because apparently we price things too high. It's interesting to see like what people are sometimes attracted to. And I know as somebody who watches a lot of YouTube, those are also the kind of videos that I'm attracted to. Like I wanna know, like if there's a game store and there's theft, right? I'm like, what happened? Or like, why are people, upset with your prices? I wanna hear about that. I didn't wanna talk about that specifically, but I wanna say like to the people that sort of respond to the trolls or the online haters, like Brent, for example, thank you so much. I think it's really cool when someone steps up and defends you online to people that just, hide behind keyboards and write negative comments. Like, it doesn't bother me, the negative comments. It really doesn't, because I don't take it personally, because the way I look at it is nobody would come into my store and yell at me to my face about something or swear to me in my face. I mean, I say that now, maybe that'll happen today, but I want to say thank you to people like that go out of their way to just do the right thing. And I think that more people doing the right thing online is going to make the online community better. And I already think the retro gaming community is pretty top notch. And the people that complain about it, I don't really know if they're even in the community per se. I think the retro gaming community is top notch. Thank you, Brent. And thank you to all of you for continuing to support the channel. Truly appreciate it. All right, guys, so I'm back with a little trade here. A bunch of loose DS games that Retro Mike brought into the store today with his brother James. And, he was just going to give them to me, but I said, no, I got to give you something for him. So these were traded in by another client. I thought it was a pretty interesting story. He had a tattoo of an orca on his leg, and we asked him if he was a Vancouver Canucks fan. And then he told us that he was actually drafted by the Canucks. Never played a game with them, but he was drafted by them, and I thought that was super cool. There's your story for some NES and DS games. Guys, it has been a crazy day, super busy all day long. I've had to film with clients in the store. I'm like, do you want to move out of the way a little bit? And they were like, cool, I'll do that, and that worked out well. So just very busy. I finally got all the stuff priced out from that first big collection, and now I need to do the Amiibos. We've only got about an hour left, so I'm gonna try to get those priced out and put up on the shelves, because I think there's gonna be a lot of people looking for those. They're all new in box. Like you don't get those too often. And yeah, had a really good time today. A lot of good, cool clients have come in. Just got this guy, he's traveling across the country, going to all game stores, and he messaged on the Canada Facebook group, basically asking for stores in the Ottawa area, and ours was recommended to him. And he knew to come here on a Sunday, which is awesome because we're only open on Sundays. And he just bought a bunch of games. He's going for complete sets for a lot of different systems, GBA, NES. So yeah, we were able to get a couple games off his list, so he was pretty happy about that. All right, and get to pricing. Cheers. All right, guys, so I finally finished pricing all of the Amiibos, and what I've done is put them up here. So if you're about 7 feet tall, you should be able to reach them and get them. And yeah, all kidding aside, I mean, this is really the only spot that I could put them in the store. They are accessible, and you get to see each one of them. And I put a few more over here. It's been a while since we had Amiibos behind the glass, but hey, why not, eh? So we got them over here and all the way up there. Hey guys, so somebody is going to be buying all 4 of these games. He just ran over to the bank machine. This dude was hilarious. He's from Toronto, and he just kept humming and hawing, and he's like, I'm not gonna see these again. I have to get them. Just sold those 4 dot hack games to that dude. I swear I've never seen a happier customer using more profanity in all of my life. He just kept saying, like, Jesus, F this, F that. He was just so excited. I would swear, by the way, but this PG channel and my daughter watches the channel, so that's why I don't swear. But it was so funny. He just couldn't stop swearing. He was just super, super pumped about getting those 4 games. Dude was from Toronto. He says he never sees them there. Prices are going to be much better here in Ottawa than Toronto. And he was just so happy. And that made me happy. It was a big sale, don't get me wrong. I was pretty happy to make the sale. But to see his reaction, and he's like, this is the holy grail. He's like, Rule of Rose can beep. It was so funny. So anyway, that's that. Cheers. All right, guys. So this tub here is huge, and it is full of cables and controllers and, lower end games, I would say. I showed it in a clip briefly. And anyway, so I have to leave it at the store. I wasn't able to get through all this today, unfortunately. The stuff here I'm gonna bring home with me. It's just, most of it's just a lot of random cables and stuff, and my Luigi water bottle with my terrible Italian accent, even though I'm half Italian. So I'm gonna be bringing all that home with me. I'm gonna leave the bin here because I took an Uber today, and I don't think I can be like, yo, Uber dude, can I take all this home? Is that cool? But pretty happy that I got it all sort of put away. I put all those PS4 in today, and between this week and last week, our PS4 section is basically completely packed, which is really cool. And we have 5 PS5 games. How about that? Also had somebody comment about these games here that I've been putting them in. I've been sticking them like that, and they like it. They think it's pretty cool. So might keep going on with that. Sold a lot of NES today. You can see all the little gaps there. Got a nice little gap there. Anywhere you see a gap is stuff that we sold. Not only was it busy with trades, but sales were crazy busy all day long. All right, guys, so I'm pretty close to closing right now. Wow, what a day. It's been exhausting, which is good. The trades that came in were just fabulous, especially compared to last week when I only had a few items traded in. The Amiibos, all the GameCube, Wii U, PS2, Switch, so many good things. I didn't even show everything. We got consoles traded in that I already have in the store, PS1, PS2s, PS3s, we got a PS4, got a Switch, got a bunch of portable consoles. I mean, this was a pretty good day for us for getting trade-ins. So I'm gonna be closing up in about 20 minutes. I think this will be the end of the vlog. Thanks for watching. Truly appreciate it, guys. You're just killing it with the comments. Thank you so much for all the kind words. We appreciate it. We appreciate you taking the time to watch our videos. We hope you're enjoying it, and we'll talk to you later. Take care.